Hi, this is Sammy again. There's a quiz at the end of this lesson that you could try, and I'll show you how to do it. Also, I'm gonna give you a link at the end of this video that shows you how to do multiplying 2 digits numbers really quick without a calculator. But now we're gonna go to this. Now you see here, when you're dividing by 10, when you're dividing by 100, if you're dividing by 10, every number has a decimal right at the end here. So when you're dividing by 10, you move the decimal 1 to the left and you get 3.3. And if you're dividing by 100, then the decimal right here, you move it 2 to the left and that gives you 5.27. So that now brings me to something like this. And if I'm dividing by 5, 43 divided by 5, you could go through the long division, but you could get away by, and it would be easier. You know, you could multiply the 5 by 2. And whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. And that will give me 86 over 10. And therefore, according to this rule right here, I could just make this 8.6. Another one, we dividing by 20, 32 divided by 20. You could go through that long division if you like. But for me, because I know I could make this 20, 100 by multiplying it by 5. And whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. Now this will give me 100 on the bottom. 5 times 2 is 10. So I just put a 0 and one remainder. So 5 times 3 is 15. And that gives me 16. Now you remember I said if we're dividing by 100, we move the decimal 2 to the left. So that will give me 1.6. Just always know that every number has an invisible decimal at the end to the right there. Every number has that decimal and you can move it left or right. It doesn't matter. Okay. So now how about here? 312 divided by 25. So I'm interested in making this 100 instead of going through the long division. So to make the bottom 100, I will have to multiply it by 4. And therefore, whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So the bottom gives me 100. And the top 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. And 4 times 3 is 12. Now you know what the answer is. The decimal is right here. You move it 2 to the left and it gives you 12.48. That's much faster than going through the long division. How about here? 432 divided by 50. 50 is great. I could also multiply that by 2 to make it 100. And then whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. And that will give me 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. Divided by 100. And that will give me 8.64 according to this. All right. And here, this is much simpler than doing the long division. Here's another one if you like. Over 1,000. Let's say we have 83 over 1,000 and we want to divide it, do a long division. You move, see, we have, because you have 3 zeros on the bottom, you move the decimal 3 to the left. So that will give me 0.083. And now an example, if you have 52 over 125, then to make 125 1,000, you multiply it by 8 and you do the same thing to the top, and that will give me 1,000 on the bottom. And on the top, 8 times 2 is 16. So 6 remainder is 1. 8 times 5 is 40. Plus 1 is 41. Now you know the decimals right here. Move it 3 to the left. It'll give you 0.146. So that's how you divide by numbers that you could make them into hundreds or thousands or tens. Okay. Now here's your quiz of the day. Now you pause this. You try it out. And I'm just going to show you what the answer is. So the order of operations here will be right here. So it'll be 9 minus, and you remember division we cannot do, so we have to change it to multiplication when we divide them by fractions, of course, and flip this and make it 3 over 1, and 3 over 1 is just 3 plus 1. That's 9 minus 3 times 3 is 9. You have to do the multiplication first. Plus 1, so 9 minus 9 is 0 plus 1 equals 1, and that's the answer for that one. Click on that link if you want to see how you multiply 2 digits numbers really quick without a calculator. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time, bye-bye.